November 5th, 1975. Somewhere in the mountains of Montana, the air is bitingly cold. A tiny sliver of moonlight illuminates a musty, moth-infested ranch on a plateau overlooking a forested valley. Timothy. You awaken, dazed, drained, and in the dark. Tongues of pale yellow light lick at your dusty boots. Something is burning.
I kind of scrounge around in the dirt and dim light to look for the source.
A soporific haze is clouding your mind, although the drugs that were used to knock you out have long since left your bloodstream. In fact, you have no bloodstream to speak of. And there is this deep, gnawing hunger that begins to bubble up into your throat as you turn and take in what appears to be a makeshift wooden pyre in the vague shape of a throne. Sitting atop it, there is a middle-aged man with gleaming, acid-yellow eyes. His skin is mottled and cracked, at points charred and withered. But despite the haze, you recognize the piercing stare of your mentor, Damien Thorne.
What's happening?
Damien's head kind of tilts to the side. His expression is utterly impassive, even as the fire begins to consume him and his flesh starts to slough off the bone. And he speaks in this voice that resonates forward to you. Timothy, you were always my most promising student. This is my final gift to you. Look at me. Look at me. You like what you see?
I'm wide-eyed, in shock.
As he speaks, your mottled mind is beginning to collect itself. Your attention is supernaturally drawn to him, but out of the corners of the eye, you can see the vague contours of the barn. 4 other figures are lying completely still in the dirt next to you, and there are 7 more lined up on either side of the pyre, gagged and bound, unable to move. Damien continues. You think I'm a monster? Welcome to the club. This is what you are now. This is what you are forever. His lungs begin to collapse as the fire reaches his torso, and he continues laughing as he burns. The flames swallow the pyre, billow outward, igniting some of the beams overhead in the barn. The figures next to you are beginning to stir. The ones next to the pyre are not moving still. What do you do?
Shit. And I go over to one of the ones on the right, and I try to get them out of their bounds.
Okay, yeah. You scramble to your feet in the dirt, stumble forward. Still, again, that haze in your mind. It's difficult to keep your balance, but you push forward. You start trying to tug at the bonds. It's tied very tightly. You take the gag out of their mouth. You hear the dirt rustling behind you. You know that the others are beginning to get up, but you're able to frantically untie the knots on the bonds around their wrist. And they kind of look at you. You see this woman with dark brown skin, curly hair tied back, covered in sweat. She looks also dazed, drugged. She doesn't know what's going on. She just looks up at you and goes, Timothy?
Get out of here, Lila. Go. Move.
She kind of starts trying to stumble to her feet, but she's moving even slower than you do.
I go to shove them in the direction of the door.
Yeah, you reach out, shove, and she rockets forward as though launched. She is almost thrown across the room and kind of barely catches herself on one of the pillars and manages to without even looking back, just stumbles out of the barn.
I look at my hands and I'm startled and I just move to the next person.
You go to the next one. You hear the sounds of moaning, pained gasps, ripping flesh, and as you glance across the barn, the pyre is still growing. You see a woman with a shaved head, Nightshade, grappling another one of the bound victims and rip out their throat with her teeth, unleashing this spray of blood that sizzles as it hits the flames. You start trying to untie this person's ropes. The ropes here are tight, so tight that they have broken the skin, abraded away the flesh there. You're struggling, but the panic is setting in. You're kind of seeing double still. And as you're trying to undo these knots, another man, Oleander, pounces out of the darkness, cat-like, bearing glittering white fangs, and he goes to try and bite this person's neck.
I try to push them away.
You shove him back. He kind of stumbles, hisses like an animal, and moves forward again. He's going to swing at you now. He's just completely feral at this moment.
I don't think I see that coming, so I think I'll take a hit.
You take a hit. You feel the same immense strength that you know you just used on Lila. It, like, dislocates your jaw. You feel teeth loosen. And he plants his hands on the person's shoulders and, again, rears his head back to take a bite.
I go in, reeling from the strike, locking my jaw back in place.
Mm-hmm.
I scream out, "What the hell are you doing?" And I sweep kick and get him right in the ribs.
In the yeah, he yelps like an animal, like a dog, is flung backward and skitters on the ground on all fours. He looks like he's about to pounce again, but then there is this rickety cracking noise, and one of the burning beams from up above falls and smashes into his back, and he screams in agony and throws himself away and just tries to skitter off into the darkness. You turn back to finish untying the next victim. You see and scent a trickle of blood at their wrist. And the hunger roars within you.
I try to pull myself away.
You try to pull yourself away, and something stronger than you pushes you forward. Your teeth sink into their neck. Even in the midst of this utter chaos, there is no better feeling, no more pleasurable sensation as you tear open flesh and vein to drink down the sweet sanguine within. Hot blood stains your teeth and chin, and the rumbling hunger is momentarily sated. The drained corpse of your former friend falls limply to the dirt.
I look down at my hands again, this time covered in crimson, shining in the light of the fire. And I make an all-fours scramble for the exit.
You turn to scramble for the exit, smelling the smoke, more blood, bile. No one stops you. But you do hear, echoing through the crumbling barn, more laughter as Nightshade stands before the pyre, drenched in blood. She has some severed arm clutched in her hand that she's just kind of waving around. She calls out to you as you run away. "Look at it, Toby. Look at what he gave us. It's beautiful. We are beautiful." You go out, the barn is catching fire. A terror takes your gut. You are right. to scramble away as quickly as you can. Where do you go?
I dash straight for the tree line.
Scramble out of the ranch, away from the burning barn as far as you can. You're not sure which direction Lila went. You're not sure you want to know. You run into the woods. You see the glimmer of the fire behind you. Very distant sirens as eventually someone manages to call the fire department. You run through the woods, tripping over root and vine, screaming, echoing off the hills. No one is leaving that ranch alive. You run until you feel there is nowhere left to run. Your bloody, dirty boot hits a fallen tree. You stumble over and fall into the dirt.
I curl up against the dead wood. Oh my God. What am I?
Jesus.
Oh, man.
You can't do that.
God damn.
I don't really know who I can trust at this point.
Toby.
Who's Toby?
What the fuck do you want?
Good evening, travelers, and welcome back to the Court of the Jester Princes. I am your storyteller, Jonas Tintenseher, and we are playing Vampire the Masquerade V5 Midnight Gravity. Joining me tonight, our representative from the Clan of Death, Andrew Frost.
Hello. My name is Antonio Stregano, but you should know that by now.
All right.
All right.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Our representative from the Clan of the Moon, Sky Swanson.
I'm from the moon? I didn't know that.
It's the Malkavians, yeah.
I should have had something more moon related. Anywho, the mega mouth shark can reach lengths of 16 feet, and their mouths can reach over 4 feet wide. That's practically a fourth of their length.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
Reggie!
I love that for these the name is just an afterthought for Sky.
The fish fact is more important to me.
More important, clearly. Our representative from the Clan of the Rose, Rachel Kordell.
I'm Mars, and tonight's song is Hopelessly Devoted to You by Olivia Newton-John.
Oh.
Our representative from the Clanless Runoff, Casey Reardon.
I play Mathias Wilson. And are you thirsting for a Thurston fact?
So thirsty.
Oh, baby.
Today
Here
we have
go.
a follow-up on last week.
Ooh.
As far as the history books are concerned, Howard Thurston has never cut anyone with a playing card.
Oh, yeah. I think I asked that.
Thank you for the follow. That was a burning question.
I'm excited for these facts to get more abstract.
I still got a couple of solid ones, but yeah, they're going to get
A
abstract.
couple.
Okay, good.
Casey, we got a lot of game left to go.
That's okay. There's plenty of other magicians out there.
Oh, okay.
What?
We are going to switch. Okay.
Excuse me.
I didn't know.
What? But then I'll
Ready for a blame blast?
But I'm thirsty.
No, I hope for every magician he's just like, and are you thirsting for a Chris Angel fact? It doesn't make any sense. And our representative from the Learned Clan, Seth Coveyou.
Hi, I play Timothy Foster.
You sure do, buddy.
Woo!
That's what I do.
Last time on Midnight Gravity, the first mortal life of this chronicle was snuffed out, though it will not be the last. After a bloody meeting with their mysterious bearded benefactor, Mr. Orpheus, Reggie regrouped with the others at the Pacific Coast Hotel. Mathias reached out to one of his Nosferatu contacts for some intel on the coteries target, Jimmy Curly McKinley, and the Sprawl, the series of supernatural tunnels branching off from the Seattle Underground, where they suspect Curly is hiding. On a tip from Pox, the coterie headed out to Curly's old haven on Mercer Island, where they were approached by a leather-jacketed woman with a shaved head. Who could that be? Who says, "I want you, Toby. That's all I've ever wanted." You guys are at the edge of a road. There's like a patch of greenery on Mercer Island here. There's some houses and chunks of the city to the southeast of you. And there's this little shack that you were told was Jimmy's old haven. You've parked the van on the side of the road, and this woman has come up in her own car. Headlights are still on, and she's just standing there at the side of the road watching you. Matthias and Reggie have not yet arrived.
Right.
I got it. It helped so much to look up what Mercer Island is.
Sorry, yes, it's a small island in Lake
No, you're fine.
Washington, east of Seattle proper.
Thank you.
So she's gesturing this to Timothy. I respond, "I'm not joining your weird little gang." And I thought that I made that clear the last 20 times you asked me.
You've made it clear, Toby, and I don't want you to join our...
Stop calling me that.
Timothy. My apologies. It's hard to break old habits. I don't want you to join. I mean, I do, but that's not what I'm here for. In fact, to be honest, I know you won't believe me. I didn't even know you were in Seattle.
You're right. I don't believe you.
So maybe we can help each other, because I'm looking for someone, and it seems like you're looking for him too.
What do you want with Jimmy?
Well, we can talk specifics if we're going to get along. Why don't you introduce me to your friends? I haven't seen you hanging around other kindred in such a long time. She kind of tilts her head to look past Timothy at Mars and Antonio.
Oh, okay. Mars, crazy bitch. Crazy bitch, Mars. Antonio, crazy bitch, Antonio.
Mars, Antonio, it's a pleasure to meet you. I do prefer Evelyn. Seems we're not using nicknames anymore, so that's fine.
God, is she evil?
Just a hankering.
Mars is just like narrowed eyes at this situation and is just like trying to read Timothy, which is not very hard to do at this point. But yeah.
There's something about Timothy's face that is a mixture of anger and just kind of realizing of a huge weight of guilt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So it's like if you, I don't know, what's a good comparison here? It's like if you ran into the only person in middle school that knows that you shit your pants once, and like you're an adult now, and that's the only thing that they'll bring up.
Yeah, that's what this is for sure.
Gotcha. I think Mars is kind of like, okay, we don't like this person, but also is a little confused about that other thing that she picked up, but isn't really going to question that right now.
What do you need Jimmy for?
Well, I was already here, so I feel like you should answer that question. What do you need Jimmy for?
We asked first.
Go ahead and roll some dice for me, Mars.
Sure.
Just charisma persuasion, I think, is a flat roll.
Sure. I would like to use willpower on that roll.
Okay.
I had 2 successes.
You may.
Make that 3 successes.
3 successes.
and
and a bestial failure.
Yeah, that third thing is in there too, isn't it?
That is still a failure. Mars, you are momentarily you're reading this person. She's kind of punk, much like Timothy, much like yourself. You're pretty sure you could get away with saying something as audacious as that, and that on another night she might accept and reveal herself. But instead what happens is, as you say that and you feel confident about that answer, you're expecting a response, you don't hear her say whatever she says next. Your ears are full of music, and specifically a high descant of a whale that is just screaming in your ears and making it incredibly hard for you to concentrate on anything.
Okay. I grab my ears and scrunch my nose up and just deal with that.
To Timothy and Antonio, who can still hear, she says, "Look, I think we can work together, and I think we can all walk away happy. So you tell me what you want him for, and I'll tell you what I want him for, and then we can all get what we want. Wouldn't that be nice?
Fine, Evelyn. Let's play. I don't want Jimmy. I don't want Jimmy. Someone else does. The Primogen.
Ooh. Did he screw something up?
Let's say he screwed with the wrong pop star.
Oh, exciting.
It's really not.
I had an arrangement with Curly here. There's someone in town that we're looking for, and he was going to help us find them. But when I came to meet him, he was gone. So I've been staking out this place to ask whoever showed up next where he must be. The fact that it was you is just a bonus. I mean, what a wonderful gift.
I'd love to compromise, but seeing as though we have differing motives, when we find him, he's not going to be able to solve your little problem because he'll be busy, dying.
And you know where he's hiding?
I sure do.
I think at this point, Mathias and Reggie show up.
On our scooters.
On your scooters.
We
Really
scoot
set
in.
the scene.
Just, we look at each other, scoot backwards, like, that's intense.
You see this somewhat tanned, shaved head woman, leather jacket and boots, interacting with the rest of your coterie somehow. Mars is wincing. Antonio is Antonio. And she kind of picks her over and says, "More friends? Are they with you?"
Yeah, so if you're doing math here, you're officially outnumbered.
I'm not here to fight you, Timothy.
I'm not really much of a fighter.
Shut up, Reggie.
Yeah, what's going on?
Nothing. Evelyn was just leaving.
I could, but I think we can still help each other.
Oh, yeah?
Wouldn't that be nice to bury the hatchet, help each other? Because the thing I'm looking for, it's more important than anything you've ever touched in your miserable life. So, you help me find it, and I'll help you get Jimmy. I don't care about him. I mean, he's just a nos with some information on the underground. That's all I want to know. You let me ask him one question, I'll help you take him down.
For the record, Evelyn, the only place I would bury a hatchet with you is in the back of your fucking skull.
Oh!
Oh my god.
I would be disappointed if you said anything else.
Great. Now that we're on the same page, what's the question you want to ask Jimmy?
She narrows her eyes and she says, "Now, I don't think that is your business, but I'll tell you if you agree that we can do this together.
Fine.
We're looking for a door, and Lila knows where it is. And she's in town, Timothy. She's the one we followed to Seattle."
Okay. So you're after Lila, huh?
Who's Lila?
We don't want to hurt her. We want her to take us to the door.
Okay.
Don't you miss her? It's been so long. You're not even a little interested?
I move like lightning and grab her by the leather lapels.
Uh-huh.
Don't say a fucking word about Lila.
She smiles.
You can ask her a question. I'll be there for it. Watching.
She nods. And in defiance of your order, she immediately says, "She doesn't need you to protect her from me, Timothy. She can handle herself."
I'm a bit confused by that, but I'm trying to keep a poker face.
Absolutely, yeah. She kind of brushes off the shoulders of her jacket and she says, "So, since we're agreed, you help me find Jimmy, I help you take him down, and I get to ask him my question. And when I find Lila, I'll ask her my question. That's all. We don't have to fight, Timothy. I've never wanted to fight you."
Okay, fine. What's your lead?
She kind of looks around. She's like, "Well, I checked out what I could in the shack. He does have some stuff left over. Seems like he tried to burn the place, and I wanted to find out why before I went looking. Now I know why. So I'm pretty sure he took off to the underground. That's where they all like to hide, it seems. And I don't know where he might be hiding down there, but I know if we wander around long enough, we'll find him. You can take a look in the shack yourself if you want. I know you don't trust me. You'll find some computer gear, a couple of broken blood bags, a lot of dead rats. Nothing of interest.
Antonio and Mathias, why don't you go check it out?
Yeah, I'll be right out.
Okay, you guys go over to the shack?
I think Mathias is going to kind of hesitate a little bit, not sure what's going to happen between Timothy and Evelyn, but he does end up leaving and going with Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put a hand up if you motion for like a question and just nod that I'll be all right.
Just kind of nod.
Yeah, I think Antonio also turns and kind of just like shakes his head towards the door too. Okay.
Is how debilitating is what I'm dealing with?
Oh, it's a normal kind of debilitating for you.
Yep, this is a little extra.
It is a 2-dice penalty on all frenzy tests for the remainder of the scene.
Yeah.
So just don't trigger any frenzies and you'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
Have I noticed this effect on Mars?
I think once you turn to tell Mathias and Antonio to go inside, you see her wincing.
Yeah.
Mars already has tinnitus. It's fine.
It's that kind of thing where, like, yes, Mars is used to it, but it's also just the kind of thing you can never get used to. So she's handling it as best she can, but it is still noticeable.
Just because it happens all the time doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look at Eve after noticing this and go, I just grab Mars and I say, knock it off, Eve.
What? What?
What?
My friend?
I'm not doing anything.
What's up, Timothy?
I'm flattered you think I have that kind of effect on people, but I promise. I mean, I'm just honestly, I'm thrilled. I've been staking out this stupid shack for 4 nights. No one showed up except for you guys, and for it to be you guys is excellent. I'm not doing anything to Mars, but I apologize for your discomfort. Would you like an ice pack?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I'm good.
What's wrong with you?
What? What do you mean what's wrong?
You're wincing.
Oh, am I? Oh, no, I just got like a ringing in my ear. Nothing. You ever get like
I'm just gonna turn back to Evelyn.
No, okay. Then yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, I can keep going with this scene, but do you want to cut away to Mathias and
Yes,
Antonio?
okay. Let me check in since we're here. Let me ask Reggie. I assume you're just shrinking back. Is there anything you're trying to observe or think about?
I'm trying to be as small and unnoticeable as possible.
Just for fun, why don't you roll Composure Stealth?
Transformation into the shape of a beetle.
Well,
who could have seen this coming? I can have 1 success, baby.
Okay, so you're able to kind of shrink down behind the van. You're still obvious, like she did see you there, but you're able to stay out of her somewhat intimidating sight.
I shrink behind the scooter that I rode in on.
Yeah, you're rail thin. Matthias, Antonio, you guys head over to the shack. Do you guys have a flashlight, phone light,
probably a phone light.
headlamp? Yeah.
I don't need it.
Ah, yes, but you're still wearing sunglasses, right? Okay, so no one notices anything, but yes, Antonio can see in the dark. So you activate Oblivion Sight.
Ooh.
If you could see under those sunglasses, Matthias, you would see his eyes turn fully pitch black. But the sunglasses are dual purpose. You head over to the shack. It truly looks like Shrek's outhouse. Like it is this ramshackle, misaligned little wooden shed. The door is hanging halfway off the hinges. It's like 7 by 7 foot max. You poke your head in. The door kind of creaks and snaps, threatens to fall completely off, but manages to stay on the wall there. And you see there's there are some dead rats. There's some scattered like plastic and trash on the ground. And there's what appears to be like a metal trapdoor in the floor.
I guess the first thing that I kind of want to do is look around for, I guess, any leftover traces of like other places that he might have hid. Like, did he have any notes on anything, on like where he could have been heading? Anything about somebody telling him to do this?
You're not going to find anything up here, but you may if you go down the trapdoor.
Now, I didn't know if that led to the sprawl or not.
This little space in the shed, this is not enough of a place to be. Like, it's not protected from the sun.
Oh,
it's not
gotcha,
secure.
gotcha.
This is just literally a shack hiding the true Haven Underground.
This
Okay.
is Jimmy's foyer.
Exactly.
What a welcoming foyer it is.
Antonio, you want to get the door?
Yeah, let me head down there. I gotta say, this tracks for Jimmy, though.
You reach for the trapdoor. There is no handle. You see that what might have been a handle once has been, like, corroded off by some kind of acid. So you just kind of push your fingers underneath, lift it up, it creaks open, rusty metal. Actually, the metal's probably not rusty. It's actually probably a pretty clean swing. So just a little whoosh of the door opening, and there is a small ladder that descends into a dugout little cave, essentially. It's not much bigger than the shed. It's maybe like a 20 by 20 room. You see there's like a corner with what could have held a computer setup once. There's a power supply, a trunk full of clothes, a fridge, a small electric generator, and just various assorted cardboard boxes and packing materials, and a lot more dead rats.
Mm-hmm.
There don't appear to be any other exits from this place, but the rats might be able to get in. So if you want to look around down here, go ahead and roll some dice. This is going to be intelligence investigation.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
I think we're gonna use some willpower for that one.
So Antonio got 1 success on 7 dice. Mathias got 3. That's good.
3 on 4 dice.
Yep, well done.
All right, that becomes a 3 success, but a bestial failure.
Yeah, okay. Antonio gets 3 as well. I'm gonna say between the two of you, I think 3 successes is enough because there isn't a lot of like deeply hidden information here. It's clear, as Evelyn said, Jimmy burned this place. He took most of his important gear wherever he went, but he seems like he wasn't finished evacuating, which is why there's still so much junk around.
Yeah.
Anything truly important is gone. You do find some notes. You find like a crumpled up scrap of paper that has what look to be sketches of tunnels on it that maybe point to a direction or a section of the sprawl you could check out.
All right, that's helpful.
You find there's also a note on that piece of paper that just says Crossroads with a big question mark.
Crossroads, Alex Cross. I see it.
There's like a calendar pinned on the wall that is
Sexy firefighters.
Yeah, what's
It's
the
Elvira.
pictures?
Sure, it's sexy firefighters. Specifically the like 1983 New York Fire Department.
Oh, that's a lot of hair.
Oh, that's a classic
those
one.
men were
A
carpeted
ball
back
accidentally
then.
slipped into that one. They had to recall all of them.
It is, I will note, 2027. So it
Yeah,
seems
it
like
doesn't do much.
he's not really using the calendar for the dates specifically. It's more just like a planner for him to jot things like, and that's as much as he's using there. And
Are we able to locate any kind of like hard drives or backups of anything?
Yeah, I think you could find some scattered computer parts lying around. I won't promise that they have anything useful on them, but maybe, depending on what you can get.
Yeah. I'll pick them up for Pox just in case.
Sure. Yeah, she'll appreciate that.
You know, there could be all of Shrekneck on here.
On the calendar in February, there is a note that says tour starts today. It's kind of labeled a few days back, like about a week ago.
Oh.
Tour starts today.
The tour starts today.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Making connections.
My brain was thinking like, oh no, it's a whole conspiracy, but no, literally it's Eugen's tour start. Okay. All right. So it was definitely premeditated.
Yeah, for sure. What did we walk into? Like,
I wish I had an answer for you.
no, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about with Timothy.
No, I know. Well, obviously they know each other. I assume that wherever Timothy came from, she's from there too.
I mean, not necessarily, but they definitely have some sort of history.
No,
Should we be concerned?
not yet. But keep an eye on Timothy, alright? I know I will.
I'm more concerned about keeping an eye on her.
I don't think we have to worry about her that much right now. Right now. I think honestly she might be helpful.
All right.
I don't like it either, but she's the lead to Jimmy, and we gotta get him.
She's no more of a lead to Jimmy than what we already had.
Well, she seems to have a better reason. which means she's going to try to look harder.
I strongly disagree. I think we have a very good reason.
I'm not saying we can't just stake her as soon as we walk out.
Listen, I'm not trying to get into a fight. I'm just saying we shouldn't trust her, and I don't know why we decided to make a deal with her when she had no more information than we did.
And that's the exact reason why we do it. Because she has no more information than we do. So there's nothing to lose information-wise.
What are you talking about? There's everything
It's
to lose
just-
if she's lying to us about why she wants him, if she's just gonna stab us in the back on the way there because of some weird history that we don't know about with Timothy. Like, there are so many things that could go wrong, Antonio.
Mathias, just let the process happen. It's another body to look for Jimmy.
That's what I'm afraid of, another body.
It's good. Oh, what a line.
That's a good line.
That's where we're gonna cut. But that conversation was fucking incredible. That was such a delight to listen to.
I like Antonio's strategy. Let him cook.
Let it go.
Let him cook.
We're gonna cut back up to Timothy and Evelyn and Mars with Reggie hiding behind the van and the scooter.
Mm-hmm.
So where are the other two?
Oleander is scoping out the underground. Told him to keep his nose up. And Hemlock is on the streets trying to see if she can track down where Lila's been through other methods.
Okay. I'm guessing the three of you never made an effort to identify yourself to the court.
To the court? No. Well, we were planning to be in and out of Seattle pretty quickly. It's just unfortunate that this business with Jimmy has got us all tangled up.
And you wouldn't have anything to do with some rather large court affairs.
What are you talking about? Before you say anything, or choose not to say anything,
Okay.
I will offer you the chance to roll wits or intelligence plus insight to see if she's trying to pull something out of you or if she really is clueless.
Yeah, I'll do wits. 2 successes.
I think, honestly, because, I mean, the truth is she is not being very deceptive right now. So, like, obviously, she knows that you're not going to trust her or, like, be her ally. Lying to you right now would ruin the one shot she has at getting what she wants.
Sure.
So I think even on 2 successes, you're just like, she doesn't know. You may do with that what you wish.
Mars is just watching this like,
Kind of weird for you guys to roll into a Camarilla town and not stir up trouble.
You're trying to assign some form of purpose to our actions, and I think you should know better by now, Timothy. We have found the key to freedom.
No, don't.
And we are going to take that key
Stop.
all the way to the door.
Don't quote that stupid fucking gospel to me.
Well, the good thing is, Timothy, that if we get what we want, you will never have to hear it again.
We'll see.
I'm sorry, what?
She'll turn, and Timothy, you are free to stop her if you don't want her to say what she's about to say. But she will begin to say, Timothy and myself, we came up together under a very prolific teacher, and, well, Timothy did so well in class, but he failed the final exam. Such a shame.
Okay, I'm talking about this door thing. Like,
Oh, well, that's why we want to find Lila.
yeah, I'm missing like a whole bunch of other details. Just like you are looking for a key to a door, and that's supposed to do what for you?
Lila is the key. The door will take us to freedom.
What does freedom mean to you?
I think that's when Mathias and Antonio return.
Yeah, I'm gonna let out an exasperated sigh and just kind of stare up at the heavens and just like, why?
Mars is just like this person's like it was introduced as crazy bitch, so
Yes.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's like I kind of want to know why. I got this ringing in my ear and if I could listen to something else, I would rather it be this crazy bitch say something to me.
Of course, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie.
What you got? What you got for me? Hmm?
Reggie,
Try it. I dare you.
roll.
Try it.
No, I love the energy. I love the energy.
Jonas, do you have to ask Ty to roll? We all know what the outcome's going to
Leave me alone!
Roll resolve plus aspects, please.
Why?
be. Oh no! It's your
Sweet,
prophecy
sweet
one. Oh, Jesus.
motherfucker.
And this one, you do get a bonus die because resolve is a mental stat. So you can add plus
Watch
1.
this, guys. Boom. That's two successes.
7 ain't bad.
Hey,
2 out of 6 ain't bad.
we're doing fine.
Okay. 2 successes when Evelyn says Lila is the key and the door will take us to freedom. You're kind of crouched behind the van, clutching your scooter. You glance back to your left at the lights of Seattle, and they start to shift and move again, the way they did last night. But you blink your eyes a few times, and it goes away.
Some good blood.
I keep on forgetting Reggie's as high as a goddamn kite.
Oh yeah, Reggie is super high right now.
And then, Mathias, Antonio, come back.
I'm sorry, I asked you a question. What does that mean to you?
I think we've both shared enough of ourselves for the night. Let's find Jimmy and we can talk.
Okay, understandable. She's kind of
Right.
making a face like, okay, whatever. Like,
Didn't want to know anyway.
no,
Um,
does want to know, but it's just kind of like, all right, we're just going to be afraid about it. Okay, whatever.
Turns to Mathias and Antonio and says, well, boys, was I telling the truth?
About what? There being nothing of interest in there? Sure.
She smiles at Timothy. Then let's get this dog and pony show on the road. We've got a nos to kill. Who is ready for some staking? Anyone have a stake? That's fine, I've got plenty. She goes over to the boot of her muscle car and she opens the trunk, pulls out 2 wooden rods sharpened to points. Who wants one? She tosses one to Timothy
I'll take one.
and tosses the other to Antonio.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mars is kind of like looking at her nails, like, I don't really do combat.
The stake falls in front of Timothy,
Hmm.
and he just looks at her and says, we'll meet you at the entrance of the underground.
Which one? There's several.
The nearest one?
Okay. How long? I got all night. We should probably get it done before the dawn, don't you think?
Give us 20 minutes.
Ooh, all right. She puts her hands up, says, nice seeing you, Timothy. Nice to meet you all. Mars, Antonio. I'm not sure I got your 2 names, but you seem like lovely people. Little scaredy cat hiding behind the van. I'll see you all in 20 minutes. And she gets back into her car and drives off.
Well, she's fun.
Get in the van.
She's not fun. She's not really fun. That was a joke. Okay.
Mathias folds up his scooter and puts it in the back of the van.
Weren't we doing one of those app scooters?
Oh yeah. You're right.
You
It
have a
doesn't. It doesn't
scooter.
fold up.
You just take the scooter off the street. We might need this.
No, it's my scooter.
Oh, it's your scooter. Okay.
Yeah. I work for a company that provides me a scooter.
Oh.
I have a real person job.
Oh, okay then. Reggie doesn't, so Reggie just leaves the scooter.
So you'll never see it again.
That's a wrap on Reggie's scooter.
Okay, I'll find another one. They're all over the place.
Yeah, that's fair. Everyone just leaving their scooters all willy-nilly.
You just have to pull the motor out of a street scooter and you have Reggie's new scooter.
Once we all get in the van in our respective seats, I'm going to kind of turn towards the bench seat and the passenger seat and say, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, what?
I just need to know if we need to be concerned here, Timothy.
We do.
Great.
Oh, no, she seems like a charmer.
Yeah, sure. Like a snake charmer.
I know. Those are the best kind, aren't they?
His sunglasses on.
I'd say she grows on you, but no.
Grows like a tumor.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, she said they're looking for Jimmy about information about this thing. Like,
Yeah, she
What-
said a door. Any way that could possibly be the Oculus?
It has everything to do with the Oculus.
what?
She needs Lila for it.
What? Who's this Lila, and what do they have to do with the Oculus?
I don't know.
Also, how does it have to do anything with the Oculus?
Oh, well, Oculus can mean portal opening.
I mean, I guess.
I'm just guessing here, but
Yeah, I mean,
Things have kind of been falling in a line recently, and I'm just seeing the dots and trying to connect them.
gotcha. I guess it just felt like, I don't know. I guess I just didn't have. No, that probably makes sense.
It's funny. You spend 60 years trying to keep your nose out of business, and it just ends up at your doorstep anyway.
Yeah, it kind of follows me around.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have built my house in the fucking dump.
Timothy.
What?
Anything we should know about her before we go down there?
She's really good at killing,
Oh, great.
but I'm better.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. I think after you say that, Antonio just kind of nods to himself. He says, all right, let's drive. We got 20 minutes.
All right.
Do I need better shoes?
You probably want to change, yeah. So if you guys want to take a little bit extra time to change up, put on anything you don't mind getting dirty if you're going to go into the underground right now. Let me also ask, what is everyone's hunger at this moment?
My hunger's at 2.
1.
I'm at 0, baby.
Reggie killed a man.
Feeling great.
Watch him die.
I'm at 1.
Hunger 1 for Tony as well.
Okay, 11120. Excellent. So you're all pretty safe then. You may want to change. You can do that. Maybe you show up a little bit later than you intended to get everyone to their havens to change. Any other gear we are bringing? Any weapons? Any tools? Any other supplies?
I think Mathias, just because he feels better having it on him, even though it probably won't do much, is going to have his handgun on him.
Oh,
Sure.
what a coincidence. Probably
Wow.
the same gun, if we're being honest.
Yep. Most
Yep, there
likely.
it is.
Standard issue.
You know it. Tried and true. We can't just drop it in mud or anything or else we're screwed, but it's fine.
I just thought of.
It's a really old gun.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how to even suggest this, but I was thinking an instrument, like a small.
A ukulele, so
A
you can
tin
make an
whistle.
apology video.
I was gonna say a ukulele.
Oh no.
A harmonica, nice and compact.
Oh, harmonica is a good idea. Yeah,
And that way, then when you get scared, you can put it in your mouth, and then it's
I
funny.
think
Accidentally swallow it?
When you're hyperventilating, here, 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 here. We all have a good laugh.
Get one of those little head things that holds it up to your mouth for you so your hands free.
Yeah, like a
That way,
marching
while
band.
you're running,
I can imagine a band where I would have maybe used one. I don't like that band though.
Yeah, no, you probably have one in your rack of instruments for sure.
Okay, yeah, I think I see it. I'm like, ugh, maybe just grab it just in case.
Okay, love it. Power of rock.
The power of
Anything
music.
else? Reggie, you have everything you own on you.
I pull a flintlock pistol out of my bag, ready to go.
Is it a Nerf
So
gun?
it's soaked in blood. It's not gonna fire. Sorry, buddy.
No, Reggie's holding their toothbrush, thinking it's a flintlock pistol.
Yep.
I think in the back of the van, I have some heavy chains.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I have 3 vials on me as well.
Yep. You got your alchemy. Okay. Timothy, did you take the stake that she threw you or no?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was just kind of left on the ground, she probably would like 2-finger pick it up and
Yep.
bring it.
This little, just foot-long rod of wood fits nicely in your hand, tapered to a sharp point.
It does not fit nicely in my hand because I'm not quite holding it as it
Right.
would, but
Would fit nicely in your hand.
perhaps. I'm just like, yeah, probably good idea to just have this.
Okay. All right. We change. We gear up. We get ready.
My clothes are still too nice for this shit.
We go to Pioneer Square. There are a number of entrances to the Seattle Underground. The district that burned down was like 25 blocks. But many of these tunnels have collapsed, and the passages between them are no longer accessible over the decades. There are 2 main entrances that are used for tour groups, which are usually pretty limited because it's not a great idea to have a ton of people down there if something goes wrong. At this time of night, it's probably like getting close to midnight in late February. The tours have finished for the night, so the entrances have been closed and locked. We will see what kind of test is required to get inside without anyone being seen, but I'm not going to make it horribly difficult because why stop the fun before it's even begun?
Yay.
You guys collectively park in Pioneer Square, the downtown heart of Seattle, the city's historic center, as it were. Load up, try and look as unsuspicious as possible. Those of you with the discipline of Obfuscate may or may not choose to use it in this time. Who can pick a lock?
I probably can.
I can.
I think I can.
I think several people actually picked up larceny.
I think I'm actually able to as well.
So who has the best pool of dexterity plus larceny?
I have 5.
6.
Just for fun, I have 2.
I would like to make a secondary offer of dexterity stealth with the break-in attribute.
Interesting. Let me look at stealth real quick. I wonder why break-in becomes a stealth, because that's from Predator Pool. So I wonder why that is there, because you're right that's the thing you have. I would allow that. Yeah, what's that pool for you?
So that would be a total of 6.
Okay.
'Cause
If
it
you
got
want to roll,
break-in.
you can.
Did I win?
You tied with Reggie.
Yeah, you're tied with me.
Between the two of you, we're going to use a mechanic that I would like to remember more, which is that we don't have to roll all the time. You guys have a pool of 6, and you are not in like an urgent time crunch. You do need to avoid being seen by any passersby, but I think that's accounted for by the stealth roll as well. We're going to take half of those pools. That gives you 3 successes, and that is an average difficulty of a roll, which is what a normal mortal lock would be. So you're able to quickly, kind of looking over your shoulder, Mathias, Antonio, and Mars stand guard and make sure you guys are kept out of sight. It is night, but it's also the heart of downtown, so there's a good number of people around. You probably get some side eyes this way, but between the 3 of you working quickly, I think you are able to quickly disable the lock and get inside without at least anyone important noticing. Perhaps someone does spot you get in, but they are too late to alert a guard or other police officer nearby. You descend down these thin steps, brick walls, into the front of the Seattle Underground. There are these, the space down here has been renovated, refitted. There are electric lights. There are storefronts that have been preserved, boarded up over time, space for the tour groups to go through. This is the mortal part of Seattle. This is the part where everyone gets to go. The sprawl extends beyond. You don't know exactly where the underground ends and the sprawl begins, but you know that you keep walking. You will get there. You guys make a few turns looking for an out-of-the-way corner to begin your descent. And you are greeted by Evelyn. You see that she has brought some kind of heavy handgun that she's placed in the back of her jeans, the outline showing through her leather jacket. She pops out from a small brick alcove, the little dingy yellow light flickering overhead, and she greets all of you and says, I kind of thought you were going to ditch me, Timothy. I'm glad we can keep our promises.
I just kind of muscle past her.
She lets you muscle past. You guys all start heading into the depths of the sprawl, and Evelyn finishes up behind you and claps her hands and goes, "Whew, it has been too long. Time for a nos hunt." And so closes another chapter of Midnight Gravity.
Going on a wild nos hunt.
Woo!
Going on a wild nos hunt. I'm not scared. I brought my gun.
That's episode ending so somber.
Woo!
Is everyone a little bit scared?
I'm scared.
I honestly
I'm so
was scared. I honestly, you're doing the hand clap thing and the woo, and I was like, we're about to die.
This is not the energy.
I'm afraid of another body because it's gonna be me.
yeah. Nos season, Bruja season, Nos season, Bruja season.
Thin blood season. It's always thin blood season.
It's pretty much always.
It's always thin blood season. Well, thank you all for playing and for listening. Does anyone have anything they would like to plug? The plug master, if you don't mind.
It is I, the plug master,
All hail,
and I
all
doth
hail.
decree Jonas
Ooh.
may do the first plug
Thank you, Plugmaster.
An
So
honor.
gracious. Tintenseher.itch.io, Linktree, YouTube. I'm working on some stuff. I don't know if it's up yet. Thank you.
Rachel, you may plug second.
Praise it.
Thank you, Plugmaster. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Majora's Rose, at Rachel Kordell for my personal social medias. And I think that's everything for now. Thank you.
Casey,
Yeah, I guess check out my social medias at Casey Reardon. I got some mead stuff on there sometimes, and then other stuff when I actually have projects going on.
Plug those
Yay.
socials.
Casey, I
Yay.
said your name, but I did not yield the floor.
That's okay.
you-
I'm sticking to the walls, baby.
That's a Plugmaster penalty, Casey.
Yeah, you got to pay penance.
Yeah, I played penance.
That's all the plugs.
Oh, no, I have nothing to
Oh,
plug.
now we don't have any.
You've been
Come on.
plugged, Casey.
What the heck, Casey?
He's
This
all
bit has gone
plugged
too
up.
far.
I'm all
He's all
plugged up.
plugged up.
Guys, I haven't shit in weeks.
Oh God, it's retroactive. Oh God. You like this podcast? You like our silly little mouth noises?
I'll take my job.
Come hang out on our website.
I don't like the
Just
mouth
see some what
noises.
we got over there. And while you're at it, why not check our YouTube page and our TikTok out? We got weekly stuff popping out, so you might as well. You know?
Yeah.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Also, check out our threads. I think a different kindred took over our threads.
Yeah, I think someone hacked our threads. Yeah, you should check that out for sure.
Sky, you may plug.
I waited my turn. Thank you. Oh, great plug master. Hey, if you like our show, go leave us a review. I don't really have a bit this time. We'd like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd like it a lot, actually.
Yeah,
So much
it
so
would
that
be
you
really
could get a
nice.
shout out if you leave a 5-star review, huh?
Yeah. Just like how Mr. Good Morning left us a review, so now we got to shout him out.
There
Everyone
was no
together.
Mr. Good Morning. It was
Good
Mr.
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, sleepyheads. Oh my God.
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Oh, God.